Hey guys, Fuchsia here. So today I'm going to feature a deck that has been terrorizing, no pun intended, the ladder recently, especially for me because I've lost to this deck so many times that I just decided to play it myself. So basically the deck is to use Terrorformer every turn so that it can OTK them at turn 6 with Coliseum on high, or just kill them anyways, like literally eventually. So it has cards that go Storm and go Face, like Mallet Monkey, like Pikeman, but it also has cards that put cards into your hand, like Elf Queen and Kokoro and the Greenwood package, so just so that you can't run out of cards, because this actually gives you a -1, so you basically just +0 every turn. Because you have to fuse 2 followers into this and it's only drawing 1, and you get an extra draw every turn, right? So yeah, that's the risk, but it's pretty powerful. And I think that Jordo recently put it at like tier 1, and I kind of agree with it, and I'll show you why. Let's start the games. Okay, so the first match I wanted to show was against Bloodcraft, and really, I wanted to just show how powerful this deck really is and how it can kind of like ignore the enemy. Pretty much. Like, you'd think with a deck like this, it'd basically lose to like aggro. Because like you have to build up your combo every turn and you're not getting card advantage, right? But like it controls pretty well actually, and as you can see later here, they're going aggro, but they're going second and I'm going first. So going first, this deck is actually incredibly powerful. Going second is also powerful, but like going first, especially against aggro, even against aggro, it's really good. And so you see here, I just like continue just fusing, and it's slowly ramping up. It already has Storm. It can already destroy a follower, usually a ward. They're going aggro, but as you can see, I have a card that maintains my hand and also protects me with a ward. So now they can't attack me directly because of the ward. I just go face. And usually Blood can heal a lot, and they're doing damage to themselves now, but like they can just heal it earlier. They decide not to attack. Probably didn't want to like waste 2 followers on this, which is understandable. But like, yeah, I just continue and then skip the turn to invoke the Coliseum on high. Now sometimes you draw this and you play it on 3, and that's kind of worse, but like not that much worse if you're high rolling. This is a really big high roll, and you know the conditions of high rolling in this deck is not high. All you need is like 2 Forestcraft cards every turn, Terrorformer turn 1, which is the hardest part, and not drawing Coliseum on high before turn 4. That's it. That's literally all your conditions, because all of your cards basically just draw or put cards into your hand anyways. This might be a wrong order. Maybe I should have played this first so it gains rush, and because this evolves anyways, and as you can see, it doesn't barely clear anything. I still need to trade this, so that might have been a misplay. Either way though, just continue fusing this. And even though they have like big followers now with this and they're healing with that, I'm still kind of calm because like I'm OTKing next turn literally. So yeah, they're healing for 4. They could have healed for 6. Didn't know why they didn't do that. But even if they healed for 6, it's useless. Like, the reason I wanted to show this video, even though it doesn't OTK them for 20, is because I've faced so many enemies and did this high roll like 3-4 times in like 14 matches, I think, or more, and they always concede before I do it. So this is literally so strong that people just know it's coming and like, oh well, I'll just concede. So thank you, Blood Player, for showing me how this ridiculous thing can happen? Like, I don't know why this is allowed turn 6. Shop can't even kill you yet. It kills faster than Shop OTKs you. Alright, so that was against Bloodcraft, where we high rolled. Now I kind of want to show you how this deck can still win without high rolling at all. So as you can see, we're going second against a Forestcraft mirror, which is basically not what you want at all. And this kind of in this mirror, you want to go first, and you also want to draw the Terrorformer first. There you go. I wouldn't blame people to like concede on the spot right now, but this was a GP match, so I didn't really want to concede. So I just tried to play the match, you know? And the thing is, there's an Amatas version and there's a Roach version of this deck, which are kind of more insane, even though it's kind of less consistent. This is the Accelerate kind of aggro variant. And yeah, basically I tried to draw my Terraformer before it's too late, even though it's kind of too late already. But they're not fusing every turn, which is good for us. But yeah, I just decided to go face. Like, this deck, it can go face. And with Calcium on high, it can go face really good past turn 4. So that's what I'm planning here. They're terraforming again, of course. So the thing about Terraformer is that you kind of don't need to win on turn 6. Because like, you just need to keep combining or like fusing cards into him until you win, basically. Which is kind of like not very interactive, I guess. Like, it's kind of an inevitability thing. That's why I'm going face here, just so that we can just kill them before they can do anything to us, basically. Before they can kill us, so we have to kill them before they kill us. This is kind of lucky for us. They can't clear this 4-5. If they cleared the 4-5 and one of the 2-2s, I would have been in trouble, I think. But I didn't. And here's the Chipper Skipper. Actually a pretty okay card. Evolve the Fighter. I evolved the Chipper Skipper just so I can have it survive against the 4-1. Just so I can have another threat. Attack here. As you can see, like, Terraformer doesn't actually have a big hand. So Elf Queen isn't actually that much of a threat. And the reason I didn't invoke the Colosseum on high here is because it's a mirror and it'll just increase their Terraformer attack by 2. So that's why I didn't invoke it. Usually in other matchups, if I like don't invoke it, if I don't pull Terraformer, sorry, my brain just farted, I would just invoke it just to get the extra 2 damage. In this case, not really. I just make this big board with my favorite card, Wolfraud, and I healed up to 20, so their Terraformer is definitely not there yet. As you can see, it's still in 16. You can actually see the damage when it's fused, so it's not really a problem. And here's the beauty of Wolfraud. Can't be destroyed. And so they heal, but like, I have 8 damage, 4 damage, 1 damage. Another thing about this deck is that it has so much Storm. I have Elven Pikeman ready, I have Mallet Monkey ready. I just play the Mallet Monkey, and I win, even without using the Colosseum on high or the Terraformer. Going against the turn 1 Terraformer mirror, you can still win. So this deck is kind of good even without Terraformer sometimes. Okay, so this third match is more of a treat for you guys who stayed this far into the video. Thank you, by the way. I just showed you how you could win basically with the optimal Terraformer hand and without Terraformer at all going second. So you'll see why I think this is the most interesting matchup, but it's also a matchup where I didn't draw Terraformer at all. So against Rune, And this, I think, Dirt Rune, yeah. Especially Dirt Rune with the Magi going, the Magi on turn 1. It's looking kind of scary now. And without the 2-drop, it's looking very, very scary. Good thing we're going first. So going first with this deck is very important. Not least because it really increases your chances of winning if you don't draw a Terrorformer. And by the way, if you don't draw a Terrorformer, don't give up, by the way. You can still really win with this deck, even though it's not like kind of an archetype without Terrorformer, like Amatads or like Roach Terrorformer. It can still win pretty well. So here I just invoke the Colosseum on high, just so I can attack with the Pikeman later. So Pikeman with Colosseum on high is actually really good because it's a 6 damage storm basically after the buff, and it deals 2 damage on last words. But they do make a big board here, so I kind of decide against it and just play the Zelgania. And usually the Zelgania will be kind of a bit of a tempo loss because you can't evolve it, but using Colosseum on high, it gets rush, so it's actually not that bad. It gets rid of 2 things and heals me and draws me stuff. It didn't draw me the Terrorformer though, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, don't give up, you know, because you have a lot of ways to win with this deck, even though it kind of looks hopeless. Like turn 6, they're at 18 hit points, but you know, don't give up. I just the reason I'm not giving up, maybe you're catching on, is because if you look in our hand, this deck actually includes Wolfraud, not only as like Terraformer fodder, but also as tempo plays. But in this kind of situation, you know what I'm talking about, right? You can actually play him. So yeah, I was actually like, oh yeah, this is a perfect time to play Wolfraud, especially when they're doing this, not doing damage to our face at all. And we burned the Terrorformer, but that's not a trouble. That's not a problem. Why am I can't English. Either way though, we do the reversal, we get their cards, which of course, being Runecraft dirt cards, has a lot of draw, so that's great for us. So here I just like go ham, because even if I lose, like you never get sad losing with Wolfraud anyways. And I think they're just confused on what to do, so they just play this. Not playing around not playing around the Madcap, which I just play because like what else are you gonna do? And I just play this card just because, you know, it draws even more cards. So at this point, I have 2 cards left in my deck, and a ward, and Magi, and this 1/3. And he plays Forbidden Dark Mage, and it doesn't do much on me. Deals 9 damage but doesn't kill me. And of course, we have this card. Kill the Dark Mage. Well, not kill him, but we do win. Whew. Win with Wolfraud. Terraformer? Who needs that? So yeah, sometimes you can actually try to win with your alt win con, which is Wolfraud, and it's pretty fun. Alright guys, so that was Accelerate Forest featuring Terraformer. Honestly, this is more of a Terraformer OTK deck with a lot of Excel Forest and Excel Forest aggro tools and Greenwood support. So before this, I've tried like pure Excel Forest, I've tried pure Greenwood, but actually if you mix them together, it works the best. Before I forget, I actually have to mention that I actually pulled this deck from Shadowverse Wins, from Yudi, I think his name is, in Japanese, of course. Except that he had 3 Primal Giants and I only had 2. So I technically made it my own deck by adding another Chipper Skipper, just because I love this card and that's why she's in the thumbnail. Just love the name. But yeah, this deck will be in the description, as well as the original UD deck. But yeah, I picked this deck just because I saw Wolfraud, and I thought like Wolfraud and Terrorformer, that's pretty fun. You know, I wanted to make a Terrorformer deck, and there's Wolfraud, my favorite card. And sure enough, it pays off because he helped us win 2 games, one with his turn, not turn 3, one with his 3 BB effect and one with his enhance. And we also got to see the full Terraformer OP OTK, which I kind of think is a problem because it's not as inconsistent as you would think. And that's why it's kind of like tier 1 right now. But either way, it's actually really fun to play in my opinion. And that's sometimes kind of hard to say about tier 1 decks, but it really is fun to play, and it's really good too. Okay guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you love this video, give me a sub, and have a nice day.